this morning a new study that's going to make you mad, especially if you're a woman.
It was done by New York University and written about in the New York Times. It reveals a sad reality about the workplace, that women are actually expected to help around the office, but in the end, they actually benefit less from it. And joining us now with a reality check, always with her reality check, is the People Pro. It's Barb Bartlein. She's an author, psychotherapist, and public speaker as well. Great to see you.
Yeah. It's good to see both of you.
Thank you so much. What do you think overall of this article?
Well, I got a question for the two of you. Were you shocked to find this out?
Not one bit.
I mean, who do you think is cleaning the microwave? Who do you think is cleaning up the kitchen?
Pot.
I will say, though, because I feel like our producer, Katie, is the ultimate, like, public servant in the office.
Yeah.
Like, she brings the dishwash liquid. She's washing dishes if someone forgets it in the sink. But the other day, I walked into kind of like our little kitchen microwave area, and our boss, Greg, was cleaning out the refrigerator and doing dishes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whereas Greg, I think, is
He's
not
just highly evolved.
Yes, he's highly evolved. He's not typical as a boss.
And he's the boss, so he
Yes.
probably feels responsible as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
And disgusted by it, because it gets disgusting.
It does
in there.
get disgusting.
People around here are gross.
Yes. We'll talk more about that later.
See, I think part of this is driven by a myth. And the myth is one that a lot of women believe. And the myth is, if I work hard, someone's going to notice. No, not true. Not true. What happens if you work really hard? You get more work. And a lot of the work women do is kind of behind the scenes. You know, they're working on committees, they're organizing the Christmas party, they're doing a little cleaning, whatever, instead of being more visible like some of the projects the men take on.
And how often, be honest, are you at a meeting, a board meeting, whatever, where the secretary, the person taking the minutes, is a man? Never. The secretary of every meeting I've ever been to is always a woman.
Yeah.
Even with my kids at school and meetings and minutes and things like, it's always a woman.
Well, they always ask, who wants to take notes? Who's the first to volunteer? Very often a woman.
And isn't the key of this that if you don't volunteer and you're not doing this, that you're looked less favorably upon, or are you not?
Oh, absolutely. What one of the studies found is a man who says no is viewed to be very busy and very important. A woman who says no isn't cooperative. They're not a team player. They're not communal. You know, all those kinds of things.
Yes.
So it's a different perspective.
And what's interesting is the point that you got to, that it doesn't end up helping them. That when a woman helps, we feel less indebted somehow. And when they evaluate the performance of a man or a woman employee who did or did not stay late, say to help, or do what you said, say no, a man was rated so much differently for saying no than women. So it doesn't in the end, the takeaway is that it doesn't advance a woman.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the old thing is that if a man negotiates hard, if a man is working hard, they're ambitious, they're entrepreneurs, they're going. If a woman does that,
she's a bee.
She is. I mean, that's sort of the subtle viewpoint. And a woman who says no, it's like, well, what's wrong with you? So, yeah, there's a disparity in the workplace.
And they also say that when men jump in and go above and beyond, they're very often heaped with praise, and it winds up getting them a promotion. They get ahead in terms of their job to a new position, where that is not the same for women.
Well, and again, I don't want to blame the women for this, but part of it is I don't think we toot our own horns. And we don't let people know what we're doing behind the scenes. We don't let people know all the projects we're working on. I often say to people, if you want loyalty, get a dog. I work for money. That's what I work for. So when I work hard, I expect the promotion. I expect more money. Why not? The men do.
Yeah, exactly.
I think some of it's so interesting because this was also the article that you've kind of, has prompted some of this was written by Sheryl Sandberg. She's the author of Lean In. She's the CEO of Facebook, right?
Right.
And so, she's a woman who has done significant things in her life and her career and is very supportive of women. What's the takeaway from this? Do women need to back off and say no more? Do they need to say yes just as much as fills them up, but just toot their horn more? I mean, what do we do? How do we bridge this?
I think what you're saying, Tiffany, definitely tooting your own horn, making sure you get credit for your projects. Put your name on your projects. Don't do the project and then give it to somebody else to take credit for it. I think women can do a better job promoting themselves. I also think we can do a better job sometimes saying no. You know what? I'm busy. No, I don't have time to do that. I can't be on that committee. and make sure that we're visible, including in meetings. I noticed in this study they talked about men interrupt more and seem to just kind of keep the women's voices down a little bit.
Dismiss,
Yeah, in a meeting or something.
Right, right. And I don't think it's intentional. I think it's part of a culture that's grown up. So women can, in a meeting, be more vocal, be more assertive. Some women, I think, would benefit just from some business assertiveness training. And how can you assert yourself in the business world?
Yeah, there's a great book about how to grow a backbone.
Oh,
and
I love
think
it.
part of that is what you're getting to with being more assertive and being okay with it, and that not being like, well, was that okay?
Yeah,
Did I
yeah.
just brought
Yeah.
that up?
I have a question.
I have an idea.
Yeah,
that
I
kind
have
of
an
thing.
idea. I know it's probably been discussed before, and maybe it's not a
Apologize.
good idea,
Yeah.
but here it is. Well, who wants to listen to that?
Yeah, I already
Exactly.
stopped listening.
I love it. That's good stuff, Barb. Thank you so much. Again, it was a New York Times article that you can read more about. I think it was very good. It was Office Housework. Madam CEO, Get Me a Coffee. It was the title of it. You can find out more about Barb Bartlein by going to her website. It is thepeoplepro.com. Always great to see you. Thank you so
Thanks, Barb.
much.